Hey, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
It is Monday. It's Monday, and we are here live.
The best thing about today is the fact that the sun is not shining. It's shining, but it's shining above the clouds. It's
Yes,
nice and cool today. It's so nice having the reprieve from the summer heat.
man, if you guys are anywhere near the Sacramento area, you know it's been a hot summer.
Yep.
And so it's been nice. We've actually have a few days where it's going to be like 75 degrees. So when we think that's a big cool down. In fact, got to wear your long pants and your sweater today, but big difference. But hey, we wanted to come on today and just share some thoughts, and I wouldn't call it wisdom, but at least some thoughts that we have about some things that we've been practicing in photography, and something that I think would help you if you take any kind of pictures of people. This is your thought for the day, so kind of consider that your little small bite for the day. But we just wanted to share with you a little bit about not wasting your best shot. We're going to talk a little bit about what we mean by that. But this has been kind of one of those light bulb moments, right? Head exploding type of things of not wasting your best shot. And we just did a big workshop up at Bald Rock, which is an amazing location. I'll tell you a little bit about here in a second. But um,
Yeah.
which reminds me, we do have something to share with you.
Big
A
announcements.
special
You got to be
announcement.
hanging
Hang
on,
on,
right?
yeah, hang on to your hats. Stay on to this call. That way you can hear about this announcement coming up. But uh, yeah, we're going to talk about not wasting your best shot, right? So what's that mean? What do we mean by that, Mark? What
Yeah, so you and I both have been shooting a lot the last month or so. Actually, all summer we've been shooting a lot. But the stuff that we're shooting, like while we enjoy doing it, like I don't want it to sound like it's trudgery and it's not fun to do. We love what we do.
Yep.
But there's those shots that we take that we love to do, but then there's those shots that yeah, it's fun. It's like big word salad all of a sudden, but it doesn't feed your creative soul, right?
Absolutely.
You feel good about your work, you work hard on it, but man, then there's those shots that you want to do that, like I said, feeds that creative itch that we all have. And when you can't create those, it's the artist, I think, in all of us. We almost go through like depression of like, you sit every night. I'm sure I'm not the only one that looks out the window and goes, man, there might be a sunset tonight, and I got nobody to shoot and nowhere to go.
Yep.
So that's what we mean. It is like don't waste those opportunities, right? Create those opportunities.
Yeah, and I think diving a little bit deeper into that, so when I think of like don't waste your best shot. So when you're saying you've got that idea, so no matter if you're shooting a senior, a wedding, uh, creative work for your own, you could be shooting, I don't know, still life, right? Even right, like you have this idea in your mind what you want that shot to look like, that shot, the shot, right? That you set out the whole night to get. But what happens sometimes is that we jump right into it and try to go for that best shot, right? So it's like, okay, I know I want this certain thing, this certain look, certain lighting pattern, certain expression, and you got your senior there that you're taking a picture of, and you're like, okay, let's go to it. And first of all, you've maybe never shot with that person before. They've never shot with you. You haven't shot at that location. You're still trying to figure out how your lights are, even working in that location. And you try to jump in, and you end up wasting that best shot when you shouldn't have, right?
Yeah,
So,
because what happens is right when you start shooting, like you and I shoot more than a lot of people can, shoot. And we're using our lights, we're using our gear, we know our gear well,
yep,
but even knowing your gear as well as we know it, there's always some weird thing that happens, right?
always.
You get up there and you're like, why is this not and then you realize, oh yeah, I used that as a backlight for some obscure thing I did, and that was set to C, and I'm on the A channel going like, why is my light not getting brighter? And you walk
Yep.
over and you go, oh, I've been on the wrong, the wrong
Well,
group.
hey, great example was what happened, last week, right? So we're doing this incredible workshop up at Bald Rock. We've been dreaming of, shooting ballerinas up at this place
Yeah.
forever. So we get to the first shot, which we we've learned to call it like the warm up session,
Yep. The
right? So it's
bullpen.
like it's not my dream shot, but it's to get our models warmed up, get them used to shooting,
Yep.
figuring out the location, figuring out my camera, everything. So what happened? Like you take some pictures, like, oh, it's amazing. I'm like, sweet, let me in. I take a picture, like, I don't get what you're getting. And our cameras were set up identical, same camera body, same lens,
Yeah.
same settings.
And you're
And I'm
like, I'm
looking,
seeing
here's
the
what
light go off. It's flashing, but I'm
my
not
light is flashing, but
seeing.
I'm like, I don't see any light on it. You're like, my mine looks great. Sucks to be you. Like, yeah, thanks. That's pretty much your attitude of it. But like, and finally you're like, let me see. Like, oh no, your trigger is not all the way set into the hot shoe, right? I didn't push it in all the way.
Yeah.
And so one of the pins was not registering the settings on my camera. So it was flashing, right? It would flash, but it wouldn't sync.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, I was like, oh, there we go. But if that would have been our big shot of the day, I would have been so frustrated that I blew the shot. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to recover. So
Yep. Yeah. And you've shot enough, big name music people, and there is that pressure. We have pressure shots, right? That we don't have time to warm up. And
yep,
you talk about like scary. Those are scary, and you try to do everything ahead of time.
totally.
But just for your normal shot, yeah, you've got to just learn to warm up first.
Hmm.
Again, every time I shoot a senior portrait now, the first thing I'll tell them, or if I have a couple, it's always I use that phrase. Hey guys, we're in the bullpen.
Yep,
All we're gonna do is warm up. I'm just gonna find out and
totally.
make sure my equipment's working. And I always tell them, don't even pose. I'm like, I'm gonna throw these pictures away. Don't even pose. Let me just make sure, and I'll go click, 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 and I'll take a few, and then we'll just slowly. I won't even tell them that. Okay, now I'm shooting the good ones. I'll go. Oh, let me try this. Let me try this. I'll see good pictures and I'll go, okay, we're ready now. I might have had
Yep,
some already that are ready to go, but you have to give yourself that warm up time. Yeah, I know there's people that are going to be like, nope, you got to get it right. No, warm up. And
for
the people
sure.
that you're shooting need to warm up.
For sure.
So,
Hey, real quick, I just brought up our live on YouTube here, and it's very pixelated. I'm not sure what's going on with our connection here. So
yeah,
if you are watching this and you see that it's pixelated, our apologies. It's something with
just
YouTube
something
server
I was
because
streaming up.
yeah, I mean it looks fine on our end,
Yep.
but when I see it on that other end,
Naomi's
it's
saying good morning to us. Good morning,
yeah.
Naomi. Looking
So,
forward to shooting with her soon.
yep. So yeah, so that's the big takeaway. It was like, don't waste your best shot. Take your time, go through it, man, and just warm up yourself, warm up the model, and then go. And I had this happen again last night. So I was telling you about a shoot that I did last night out at the lake here, and it was one of my creative sessions, right? That this I was not getting paid to do it. This was for me to practice and to hone my skills. And I had this idea for a long time of what I wanted to do,
Yep.
and I didn't know if it was going to work or not. Right? It involved water. It involved some props that were floating in the water, all this kind of stuff, and a lot of variables. But if I would have gone out and shot that shot and tried for it very first thing, and this is one of our veteran models that we've shot with for last 10 years, but we haven't actually shot with her for about a year, and I wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable again, that she was warmed up. We shot for almost an hour before we went into that key shot, right? And we got, I was telling you, I overshot. I shot 1,500 exposures the other night, but last night. But the key was that I wanted to make sure that I was warmed up, she was warmed up, she was comfortable, everything was good, and then the final picture came and it worked gloriously well. So
Yeah.
that's the whole key, is I think you just gotta warm yourself up.
And when you told me this morning, hey, I'm got to shoot this project that I wanted to do just for myself. That was the first thing I said was felt good, didn't it? And you're like, oh yeah, like that's the other part we want to talk about is the importance of just getting out and shooting for yourself,
Yep.
right? It's we have lots of good friends that are photographers, and we can tell when their work starts getting stale because we do the same thing. Like it doesn't get bad, it just gets stale. Things start looking the same, and we know what they're going through. They're going through this whole phase of like, yeah, I'm really good at this, but it's not feeding my soul, my
Right,
artistic
exactly,
soul,
exactly.
right? But what you got to do, and I'm hopefully you're going to soon post those in our workshop group. So you guys can follow us if you don't already on Facebook. You find Panoptic Chopsticks Photography Workshop Group and follow us there. We post a lot of our personal stuff that we do up there as well. But you showed me the pictures, and just like, wow, looks like a painting. And so your vision came through. You first started to explain it to me, and
Yep.
that's the other problem of getting just jumping into something is I'm kind of getting it, but I had something totally different in my head. And when you showed me the picture, I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. Like, and it was phenomenal. So I'm sure that your model had the same thought. You're like, I got this idea and I want it, and they're going, okay, I don't really see it in your what's seeing in your head,
Yep.
but
So here's the picture. Let's see if this works, and it might
okay.
look really pixelated right now because the way it's streaming. But um, this is the picture that you're talking about. Oops,
Hey, good morning, Chip.
it says it won't work with the permission, so we'll have to figure that one out. Anyways, it's incredible, the picture, I have to say. But
Yeah,
imagine in your
it's a
mind,
great
really. So
photo. So
follow us on our socials, and I'll post it there. But
yeah, but yeah, just the thing is, you got to get out and do those things I said that feed your soul, that allow you to just create. Because that's always the biggest excuse everybody has, right? Is I don't have a model, I don't have somebody that I can shoot with. You guys are lucky. It takes work to find somebody to shoot with, to get your schedule to line up with their schedule. You know, I have some people that around here that I'll shoot with, and they always tell me like, you didn't give me enough time
yep,
because it's I have a free night all of a sudden, or I look out and I go, "Woo, the conditions are perfect. Let's go out." And they're like, "Yeah,
yeah,
I got something. I'm busy." That's crushing as an artist, right? Because you're just going,
it totally is.
"Oh, I
Here's the
just
thing,
want
too.
to
I
be
think
out there."
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say is, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have that ability. You guys do." Here's the reality, right, of being a photographer. People go, "You guys are so lucky." You know who I photograph the most? Let me introduce everybody to who I photograph the most. I didn't even think of this. If you look, I have a light stand here, and on this light stand
Oh yeah, she's sexy.
is this head. I'll pull the head off the stand. Like, seriously, this is just from somebody I knew who was learning to be a beautician, and they were like, "Hey, I just got done. I graduated, and I have this head. Would you like to? Would you like it?" This is what I take pictures of 3 times a week. I'll
Wow.
set this up in my living room, my office here, whatever it is. We get a new light, a new modifier, and I'll sit and I'll play with that modifier and create and see what it does to the face, how the light falls.
Have you
And
named her, by the way?
what's that?
Have you named her?
No, I think at one point I did, but it was kind of creepy or something,
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty creepy.
so it's just the head. So, but no, it's you have no excuse, and you will never learn photography just reading about it, watching videos about it. You actually have to go out and do it because I will tell you, maybe you're just way better than the rest of us. But you and I, when we see something, a new or a new modifier, we're like, oh, that'll be easy. It's not.
No.
It's hard to get that concept down and how you can use it, how you like to use it, all of those things. So you can get those things on Amazon or
Yeah.
eBay.
No, it's
Those
that's good
mannequin
stuff.
heads, like everybody needs a mannequin head. I've got
Yep.
some of the white styrofoam ones that they work okay, but these work amazingly. You start seeing the effects of cheekbones and shadows, and
Hmm.
it's great. I'll throw a
Yeah,
hat on there a lot of times to figure out, okay, how do I get the shadows right? How low can I go with my light?
I think that the one thing about shooting for creativity and shooting for fun, or just to practice like you did with the mannequin head, is you have to, if you're using photography as part of your living, or your total living, where you're making money each week
Yep.
off of taking pictures, you have to take time for creative shoots, for stuff that feeds your soul, like we've been talking about, that you're shooting for free, right? It's not costing you money, unless It is, for travel or that kind of thing. But even that, it's still totally worth it because the amount, what was the word I used? Like my head felt electrified last night shooting because everything was good. Like the creative juices were just going. It was awesome. And doing that for free, for fun, for creativity, now has energized me for all the jobs that I have to do that are more jobs, right?
Yep.
So if you're a senior photographer and that's what you do all the time, 5 days a week, 5 nights a week, you're shooting, you know, seniors, and you're shooting always for income, like it gets to be production work. It's no different than shooting product photography
Mhm.
because you're going to go to the same locations, you're shooting
Yep.
the same type of people,
Same thing with
same age
weddings.
group,
If you're a wedding photographer,
waiting for
it's
nothing really
different venue,
changes.
same photos.
Yep, you work in a formula. I know I'm going to do these shots first, this.
Yep.
But when I go out and do stuff that I've thought about a new concept and want to test it, and it works, it's like, okay, now I can add that in to my next shoot. Now I can add this other way into a next shoot. I can shoot it different. I've got a new location. It just re-energizes your whole business plan. Like, oh, we can do it. We can do it. So it's really, really fun. So my recommendation is if you shoot any kind of production work, seniors, weddings, product photography, dogs, whatever it is, go out and do some stuff for fun. Shoot for free. Grab a friend. It doesn't have to be a supermodel that you're shooting, just grab somebody that you can just practice on
Yeah.
and it will revolutionize your day.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's that's why I think we had so much fun this last week up at Bald Rock. Because the first time you and I went up there, we just went up there to shoot some video. We didn't have a model. We both came back going, "Oh my goodness. Wouldn't it be cool with a ballerina up here? Wouldn't it be cool
Yep.
with a big long flowy dress up here? Wouldn't it be cool right after a rain?" All of those things. And then it was the how do we get back up here? And we figured out, to bring somebody up there. We brought this is our second workshop we've done up there, and it was just all those years of the brewing in your mind of wow, wouldn't it be cool if? And
It
then you
was
get
it was
up there,
awesome.
and then reality hits that it's sunny and it's bright, and the sun's not shining the way you want it to,
And
and
kind
there's
of
light
windy
on
and
speckled light on faces, and it's hard. And so
yeah,
we had
so
some
it
real challenges the other night with a huge payoff, right? Because
big.
we worked so hard. We got great photos, but then we struggled so much that we were almost to the point of like calling it of like, okay, I don't think we're going to have much of a sunset. We've worked hard all day. We've got good stuff in the can. And you went, no, we got to stay through sunset. Like, okay, we're staying. And I'm never that guy that says like, okay, that's how hard it was the other day, and not in a negative way. Just was very difficult. And
It was a training session, right? I mean, it was truly
yeah,
a workshop where
yep,
what was so cool about that, right? And staying till the end because the end just
that was the
made it
payoff,
all
man.
happen.
That sun hit perfect, and
It was perfect.
wow,
But
wow.
what was awesome is the people that attended the workshop, they learned so much, first of all. But the thing was, all of them had those light bulb moments where it's
Yeah,
bing, I get it, I see it, I understand it. Like now I know why you're laying on the ground, right, to take this picture.
yeah.
All the
It's
different
fun.
things that we went through,
So we had a
it was
new first timer, huh? That
hmm
had not doesn't shoot people ever.
no,
He's
he's
an
a total landscape
incredible
guy.
astrophotographer and landscaper. Like
Yep.
his astro stuff he showed us was amazing.
And so what
Really
happened?
cool.
He we gave him a trigger, right, to use. He used our Westcott lights, and man, he went to
I
town.
think
And
he's
the
a
stuff he
believer
was
in.
getting was so good. Was
Yeah,
so good. He was like, "Oh, I got to get lights. I got to start shooting people. I love it." Like, good. We took another landscape guy and
that's
converted
right.
him, but it was fun.
No, and you know what? Those type of guys, the good landscape people, turn into incredible portrait people. They
Totally.
didn't know it, but because with landscapes, it really is about composition. It is about
Yep.
portraits as well, but it's so easy to forget about your backgrounds as a portrait photographer.
Yep.
Landscape people are like, okay, the people are new. I got to get my landscape right, and then I'll put the person in. And his
hmm
compositions, we talked about that afterwards. We were like, wow, did you see the comp he did on that one? That was really good. Like and it was things he was just coming up on his own.
Yep.
So
That was good. I love what Chip said in the chat here. What is our tagline, right? Don't be lazy.
yeah,
stay till the end. And that's what a few people, in fact, said when you were like, I don't know if we're gonna stay. What did Pam say? She said, "You never leave before the Chopstick
Chopstick
guys
Guys.
leave, right?" Like so, they know, you don't leave early. You hang
Yeah.
out to the end. But with that, so here it is. We kind of teased it out,
Yeah,
just this
here's the
little
big announcement.
announcement thing. So we had a ton of people that were super interested in going to Bald Rock.
Yep. But during the week did not work for them.
It did not work. We did it on a Thursday, and we did that on purpose. But like, it worked great for us. But there was a lot of people that wanted to go that couldn't go, and so what we thought we would do is we're going to do on the rocks. That's what it was called, two, right?
Yep.
This is the second event,
We're
and so
going back. It was that good.
it was that good, right? You are not going to miss this, nor want to miss this. This is on Sunday, the 29th of this month, from 2 to sunset, and we're headed back up to Bald Rock. It will not be ballerinas this time, but this is fashion on the rocks. So we've got incredible model coming out. One of our
Yeah.
absolute favorite models
Yep.
is able to attend this time, and you guys don't miss it. If you
Yep.
saw any of the pictures that we posted from Bald Rock, you're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we've got the salt flats coming up, but so if you're somebody that either needs to warm up for the salt flats, I think Pam said that like it's a good warm up for being ready, but then come out and warm up. If you're somebody that's going, yeah, I really want to go to salt flats, I'm missing it. This is your chance to go out and do something epic.
yep.
Because it's going to be a while before we get to do those epic shoots again because obviously it's going to hit
Weather
um,
changes, all that
weather
stuff. So
changes, and that's a big thing for us. That's almost a week for you and I to be out, and takes a lot of planning. And so, we've got some things on our schedule, but as far as like these epic things, if you're like, I need to feed my soul with some art, this is the one.
So it's in Oroville, California. If you're anywhere in Northern California, Bay Area, whatever, head on up. If you're not, again, it sucks to be you because you're missing
That's right.
another great workshop. But hit up our website, panopticchopsticks.com. We'll put the links into the notes below. But man, Sunday afternoon, so a lot of people have that time open. It's a good way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get
You
ready
got
for the
no
next week.
excuses. It's a Sunday evening.
Yep.
You
Come
know,
out, spend a few hours with us, and you will not be disappointed. It's going
no,
to be spectacular.
no. Put
Like
on your hiking
when
shoes.
we got down from the mountain last week, so and I'll talk about that in a second, going up the mountain. But when we got down from the mountain, like we knew we had captured such epic pictures at the end of the day. I mean, these are wall hanging, very
Yeah,
special pictures. We created artwork that we both said we got back in the car like, I'm ready to walk back up the hill and do it again,
yep,
right? It was that good. So don't miss it. I want to put a caveat like we did for the last workshop up there is that this one does require a little bit of a hike to
yep.
get up there. You're not rock climbing to get up there, but
No,
it's about a half mile of walk up a granite face,
yep,
and it's steep, right? And it's at 5,000 foot elevation. You're gonna get out of breath when you're walking there.
yep.
You need to be able to carry everything that you're shooting with. You don't have any Sherpas with you
No,
unless you've
you're
hired a
not pulling a
Sherpa.
wagon. It's that
You're
you're
not you're
going
not
down
pulling
a
a
dirt
wagon. It's
trail,
what
and
you can
then
carry on your back and in your
yeah,
hands. So just be prepared. If you're not someone that feels comfortable and stable on your feet, it's probably not the workshop for you. We'd
no,
love to have you, but I don't want to have to carry you back down the hill. Um, if you're in decent physical condition, you'll have no problem. We don't rush up the hill, but yeah, just know that if balance is an issue, I just wouldn't come.
and every time we take somebody, they go, "I've never heard of this place. This is amazing. How do I not know about this place?"
Yep.
It's breathtaking when you're up there. It's really cool. The pictures don't do it justice when you get up there and you got these, car and bus size rocks that are sitting on top of this big granite basin, and it's cool.
Totally.
Random trees growing, and yeah, it's going to be cooler than it was when we were there. It was a nice day. It wasn't overly hot, but you need to bring water. You need to carry the water, and yeah, it's definitely worth going. It will feed your creative soul.
Big time. Big
Yeah.
time.
So
It's fun. So yeah, so the takeaways from our little time together here today is number one, don't waste your best shot, right? Start out with warm-ups. Take your time. Roll into getting your best shot. Number two, don't be lazy, right? Always
yeah,
stay a little bit longer than you feel comfortable doing because those tend to be your best shots. And number three, come out and visit us on Bald Rock on the 29th of September.
yeah. I'd
Hit
say
us up
come with
after.
us on the Salt Flats, but do we have any spots open still?
No,
We're booked completely
it's
for
booked,
Salt
yeah.
Flats, so we won't talk anymore about it because it's just rubbing it in. So we did our Zoom call last week with everybody, our
Oh,
first
it's gonna
Zoom
be.
call.
You said you
So
won't
those
talk
of you
about it.
that are like watching that have never been to one of our workshops, we do our big experiences. We do a couple calls leading up to it, so everybody's prepared. So
Yep.
you're not just showing up to a bunch of people you don't know and like, oh, I wish you would have told me. We try to answer every possible scenario, which I'm glad we did last year because it was really cold. But yeah, so okay, I'll stop because I'm going to start rambling.
I know that happens, but anyways, good talking with everybody. Hopefully, you have a great week. Can't wait to see you up on Bald Rock on the 29th. But do
Yeah,
hit up the website soon. This one will fill since it's on a Sunday, a weekend day.
yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing you up there. Any questions? You can always hit us up. Um, yeah, good stuff. All right, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Don't
Hey,
forget,
don't be
don't
lazy.
be lazy.